past is history, the future mystery. This moment is the gift.
Welcome, 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 miracle makers. I'm taking a long, deep breath. This show is for you. We take your calls. I am a medical doctor by training. I'm a medical intuitive by birth, passed down from generations, and I am a relationship coach and expert. I love being able to give this way to you. This show is for you. You call in, you get your questions about your relationships, your questions about your body. And I see myself as the most happy that I've ever been in life. I've been overcoming every one of my fears and using all of the wisdom and the knowledge. When I think about, when I really, really think about you and what challenges you might be going through, and I think about who am I to be able to offer anything, and I go back into my head and into my heart and the conversations that I have with myself say, wow, you started off a village girl in Pakistan, and now you're in Hollywood studios. That's my internal dialogue right now, to be able to share with you from the highest level. It's like you went to medical school, not only a medical school in this country, but like the third best medical school, even having a learning disorder. Again, who am I? Where does this come from? It's all from source. And my desire for you to be able to connect deeply to the miracle-making frequency within you. That's why we're called miracle makers. It's one of the reasons that I do everything that I do, is I want every person, I want you to be able to know that you have a connection to something so deep within you that is orchestrating this amazing world that we're part of. I had a near-death experience, many near-death experiences between the age of 14 and 19. I only found the courage to talk about those and share about those in a public way within the past few years. And the more I remember, the more I share about them, the more of that space becomes available for me to tap into for you. We have many people calling in today. We're going to talk a little bit about just where science is right now and how science in the past had us thinking incorrectly. We're also going to talk with David Farman just for a few minutes. David Farman is the founder of the 5D events. They happen, he's done nearly 40 of those events. I'm hosting 2 panels there. I've got so many beautiful people from UBN Network, stars coming in to participate at this 5D event. David Farman and those, so he'll be coming on. Again, we're going to be talking about science and how science can be used by the media, by the masses, to create a movement that may or may not be true based on science. Once you've got your own connection, your own knowing, your own understanding, you can stand up for things that you believe in. You can stand up for yourself. And so we'll start with that, and then we'll jump to David Farman. I am holding, if you're watching this live on Facebook, please share this for others that might need to hear this. I'm holding up a National Geographic special issue. This special issue talks about black and white, and where I'm a big fan, I've been a fan of, and who can't be a fan of National Geographic, but the black and white issue, twin girls on the cover, really mentions how, and within National Geographic, they make a commitment to highlight the diversity in America. They're saying this year, National Geographic will offer multimedia coverage of racial, ethnic, and religious groups and examine their changing roles in this century. Where are you in this conversation around diversity? How do you feel? And there is a doctor that was used in the first half of the 19th century that created ethical. This was scientific, and I'm putting that in quotes. Back in the first half of the 19th century, one of the America's most prominent scientists was a doctor named Samuel Morton. He lived in Philadelphia and he collected skulls. And based on his science of collecting skulls, he decided there were 5 groups of races. This faulty science went on to be quoted over and over and over again and created racism, but in the supremest form. It was not only was he wrong, not only was there a great deal of torture and a great deal of things created based on this faulty science. And so my point in bringing this up and bringing up racism and bringing up that a scientist brought this to the forefront, and so many at the time, well-meaning people believed this, quoted this, used this over and over again. The ultimate thing, the ultimate knowing, the ultimate source of correct information is within a deep, still voice within yourself. This, it's not a loud voice. It's not a connected to the media voice. It's this stillness, this voice within you that connects you to what is possible for life. And if something is true, it holds true for all time. A truth, an absolute truth, cannot be divided. And so the science that you're listening to, that the things that you're participating in, making sure that you have an internal experience of the miraculous, this internal experience of staying connected and actively going out and seeking, really going out and seeking those people, activities, things that you know are creating a better world, a better way of being in the world. If you haven't had the conversation with yourself around those thoughts, we have 50,000 thoughts a day. You have 50 plus thousand thoughts a day. Most of those are automatic negative thoughts. Those automatic negative thoughts have happened in your mind because your mind has developed over the centuries to hold on to the negative events. The negative events stick to you like Velcro so that you won't be hurt, so that you won't cause yourself to be in the same situation twice. The positive events and the positive thoughts slip off like Teflon, slip off like oil's been on there because you don't need to remember those for your survival. 50,000 plus thoughts every day. And unless you make an active effort for the positive thoughts, positive visions, those things that create possibilities in our world, your mind has a running stream of consciousness. And if you're wondering, what running stream of thought, running stream of consciousness. You've got so many voices in there. That was the voice. And it's now time for you to learn to use those internal broadcasting systems, your own internal broadcasting system, to produce the world that you want to live in. And it's extraordinary what's possible for you. Today's the day. Today is the day where you call in, you get yourself connected to the miracle frequency that lives only within you. And today is the day that you let go of faulty beliefs that no longer serve you. And today is the day that you begin your internal broadcasting system to remember and really bring attention to your dreams, to your visions, to what you want to see, the changes. You become that by sharing it, by talking about it, by celebrating it. And so I'm so excited that you're here, you're watching. Please let us know where you're watching from. Please say hi if you're on YouTube or if you're on Facebook. We love seeing you and interacting with you. We love being here for you. And I keep referring to we because I've got my brilliant husband, Craig Larsen, in studio.
Hello, Miracle Makers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That was quite the download, Dr. Sarah. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. People were like hitting up that like buttons. Everyone's like, woohoo.
Woohoo.
Smiley faces and clapping hands and people sharing here. Diversity makes the world more beautiful. That's from Lori. I'm looking forward to talking today. That was Mary Crane who called in last week and was able to talk to Matt Kahn.
So glad.
And Lori's calling from Delaware. So yeah, we've got Alana said hello.
Hi,
lots of people are giving big
Alana.
hearts right now. I'm going to give some big hearts.
Woo-hoo-hoo. We are quite in celebration mode because we really have understood. I've really understood how we're carrying a frequency. And we've been taught to decrease the broadcast that can be happening from our hearts. We've been taught to decrease that broadcast that happens. And when you get into joy, when you get into bliss, when you get into the happiest, most vibrant frequency you can, you develop new streams of possibility, new streams of what can occur in the world, new visions. I think back to a time when I was really, really scared of marriage, totally petrified. I hadn't really become self-loving yet. And I came home from New Orleans to visit, and I'd spent the weekend with my parents. We used to go about once or twice a month to go visit in New Orleans before Hurricane Katrina. I came back, and this particular visit, I'd been gone for about a couple of weeks. When I came home, in our home was a wet underwear hanging on the doorknob of our house, like a teeny tiny underwear. And I had just had the best weekend with my parents. I just spent time with her sister. Baby Jazzy was born. Baby Isabel was born. And I was like, baby, what is this underwear doing on our doorknob?
They were cheetah print too.
And they were cheetah print too. And so I'm like, whatever my underwear is, it's none of our, we don't need to know about that. It looked, anyway, I was like, what is this tea? And Greg said, what did you say? Do you remember?
Well, I was upstairs in the bathroom. And
when I found the underwear.
Yeah, when you found the underwear downstairs hanging on the door that you come into our house. It was on the back side because I put it there not to forget to ask Sarah, is this your underwear? This seems very odd. I don't know where we got these at. But I didn't do that. So Sarah found them all on her own. And can you imagine what thoughts she might have as she's walking up the stairs holding this underwear, and she walks into the bathroom holding the underwear, and I'm like, baby,
And so Greg says, I found these in the wash. And
Yes.
that's why they were still wet, because when we do our wash, we dry everything for environmental reasons, as well as most of, my underwear is very, very
delicates,
delicate,
yes.
very delicate. Anyway, so he pulls and he's like, I just found these in the wash. I wasn't sure if they were yours. And that at that time we used a communal wash, or you used a communal wash
in the complex we're in,
in the complex that we were part of. And I was in the happiest mood, and I was like, oh, I understand, baby, you found these in the wash. Highest place, highest vibration. We get dressed, we go to a gathering, we go to a friend's party, and over the next few weeks, that little teeny tiny underwear becomes part of the way that I deal with the pain body inside myself.
Yeah, that was
I
tough,
was
yeah.
very jealous. I was very insecure. I didn't think I was enough. And I kept thinking, if Greg could have someone else, why would he want me? And I actively wanted his happiness. So I would keep trying to set him up with people that I thought were better than me. And he'd be like, baby, I just want you. I don't want anyone else. Your love is all that matters. What were some of the other things that you would say on a regular basis?
Well, I would just go back to when it happened, we both looked like super intensely and intently into each other's eyes, and I could tell you were using every bit of spidey sense and psychic powers and deep intuition to tune into my energy field, because words at that point were irrelevant.
Yes.
It was what my energy was at that point, and you consciously read my energy, and I said, baby, this is it. This is what happened. And at that moment, a very conscious response was allowed to flow through. And
Emerged the miracle frequency.
Yes.
The voice that came out
Yes.
of my mouth was the one connected to all time, all
Yes,
space,
yes.
all love, no fear. And over the course of the next few days, next few weeks, the fear, the pain, everything I hadn't dealt with, used that particular incident to cause pain to Greg,
Yes.
cause pain to my community, cause pain to myself. And I share this because the truth, and if we are out there creating, projecting, all of these things, when we're in fear of another, we co-create that pain, that tension, that fear emanates out, and it causes pain to others. If someone is in pain, if someone is mean to you, if someone is not awake yet or woke yet, they're the ones that require your tuning in to your highest frequency and bringing them peace in the moment by moment awareness, moment by moment attentiveness. And this particular conversation, I'm so excited to bring. Greg, anything else you want to share before we move to the next segment?
Yeah, that was a, even though the response in the moment was super conscious, that for the ego was such a, just something it could really dig into and create so much chaos out of.
It did. It created chaos for us for years.
Yeah.
But that chaos also created healing for us.
Yes, it did.
It
If
created.
you can stay within it. Yes.
We stayed
Yeah.
within the possibilities within that. We stayed within. What is this bringing up now?
Yes.
I actually wrote scripts for Greg to say to me
Yes.
when I would get into the fear crazy mode. He had a scrap of paper that he would say back to me so we could reconnect, and the egoic pain-causing mechanism would disappear. And knowing that he wanted to say whatever it was, here was the script. In my moments of consciousness, I wrote out a script for him to share. And that script brought us to right here, this moment, being able madly, deeply, truly in love, in service. We just got back from Puerto Rico where we helped as many people as we could after Hurricane Maria, places people don't have resources. I just got back from speaking on the White House lawns, creating prayer there for our nation. And wouldn't you know, some of the things that we prayed for in Egypt with my son, the group of us that were praying for, the exact words, the exact prayers have made national news. When I went to Italy and to the Vatican, this beautiful woman and I prayed prayers in the Vatican, in the Sistine Chapel. We were quiet and praying, and the Pope at that time released within like 3 days a statement that was the exact words that we had said in our prayers. And those are those moments. You are connected to a frequency. Start healing yourself so you can create the change, the big changes in the world. And from there, I'm going to segue to David Farman, who is creating big, big change by bringing conscious people together. His number the 310-908 number is David Farman.
Dr. Larsen.
Hi, David. We can hear you. Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
All your listeners, greetings and welcome to our 5D event. And hello, Dr. Sarah Larsen and Greg. How are you?
Good, David. Thank you.
Good, David. We're so excited. You put on these events on a regular basis to bring the highest level of consciousness, the 5D. Tell us why you put on these events.
The past 8 years, what was our passion between researchers and in number of sciences we've been following past 20 years myself in consciousness, science, and space science, and healing, health, and wellness. So what was our passion became our business and became so serious because we understood that as we go along, we cannot live without these research or people around us to build communities. And within our events, we met a lot of people across the nation as we went to other cities. We went to Berkeley, California. We went to Las Vegas. We went to London, and we did so many events past 8 years in Los Angeles. We met a lot of people, different crowd, different communities, and they all share the same concept. The concept of humanity is based on these levels, these 5D levels that it's like a pillar of Islam, five pillars of Islam, they say. We put 5 consciousness, science, health and wellness, and business and spirituality. These like 5 fingers in your hand holds things together. It's a common cause of humanity to bring a better world that it can build humanity together. Without consciousness, like you're talking today, we wouldn't be here, and we would all go haywire. And that's why we have wars, because people are lacking consciousness.
The events, pioneers in consciousness.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
I love that you have the 5D events, and you bring a diverse group of people together from all over the world. You've brought queens from Africa. You've brought speakers from the U.S., from the business world, from the health and science world. Who are you especially excited about speaking this year? Who are some of the people that are speaking?
We got very excited. The CEO of Brain Mapping is a Persian doctor, actually. He's a worldwide researcher, which he works with NASA, with the with the White House with the new research with JPL Lab. Dr. Babak Kateb, Kateb, on 5devents.com, number 5 letter D events.com, you can see his profile. He's a He's a CEO of Brain Mapping Worldwide. They've achieved some. He's a surgeon, brain surgeon, and he also works on Alzheimer's. He can explain to you at the event about their achievements in Alzheimer's and
so you're
their
bringing
brain surgery.
beautiful
They have-
neuromapping. When
yeah.
we understand how our mind works, it's amazing.
Exactly.
It's so beautiful. Possibilities,
we
belief
also
systems.
have international president of anti-aging and hormone therapy from Belgium is coming. He's a big guy. He's got 4,000 doctors under his hand worldwide. His name is Dr. Thierry. His last name. My memory is going haywire. Dr.
Well,
Thierry.
David, we're so glad that you're
it's on
here,
my-
and we're going to send people there.
Dr. Thierry Hertog, my mistake.
Dr.
Thierry Hertog. So many doctors, and Dr. Nick Begich. He's awesome. Dr. Steenblock. Other than a lot of doctors, Dr. Todd Ovakaitis has got amazing laser and sound therapy to heal people. He's coming to speak yourself about consciousness and in business. You got Bernie Dorman, CEO of Space President. Forbes Riley's coming. Clyde Lewis. Everybody's going to be there. We got so many people want to attend from different cities.
It's
They're already
so
buying
beautiful.
tickets. I suggest your audience buy tickets now. Seats are limited. 5devents.com. Go buy your tickets now.
5D
and come and see
events.
Sarah and myself and everybody else. Yeah.
It's so beautiful. So I'm leading a conscious panel on how to on building a tribe, a community. We have many community builders coming in, and then some really powerful people in the industry of consciousness and in conscious media. So you'll be meeting with them. Those are some of the panels that I'm hosting. David, thank you for being with us. And I'm so excited for the event happening here in Los Angeles.
You're welcome.
There's also events happening in Colorado. There are things being planned and have been planned for Las Vegas and Northern California. But this one in Los Angeles is off the hook. If you can make it to this one, August 17th to the 19th, 5D events at the Sheraton Hotel, a new humanity movement, all types of people, all walks of intelligent life that are dedicated to making life better for you. Part of the ticket sales go to Unstoppable Foundation, Cynthia Kersey's Unstoppable Foundation. And so we're so excited about that organization being part of this movement as well. So David, thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love your shows and I always listen to it. And you're the light for humanity, and you and Greg. And we thank you all your good work you're doing.
Thank you so
David.
much. Thank you, David. So, Jarvis, let's take our first caller that's on the line, calling in for a reading. Welcome, caller. It's Dr. Sarah Larsen. Thank you for being with us. What can I answer for you? Hi.
My name is Jill.
Hi, Jill. What can I answer for you?
I have a couple of questions. I talked to you about a month ago, and you had told me, because my energy level was so low, and you told me that I needed to drink water, and that I needed to also buy some cell food drops, which I did, and I've been using them, and I still don't feel like I have energy.
That it's interesting because I feel like at night especially, what's happening for you at night?
As far as like sleep or
Sleep,
I mean,
and sort of the mind. What's your mind doing at night?
I have a lot of stress in my life. I have an auction coming up in about another week, and I'm worried about that. And I have a boyfriend who's got some major medical problems going on, and he's very intuitive, and kind of has some of the same similar traits that you do and kind of sees things, can kind of mind read. And he's telling me that he feels like he's going to leave this earth soon. And he's who I plan on spending the rest of my life with.
And
so I think I'm really stressed about that too.
Yeah. Is that when the energy drain sort of started happening?
No, it was draining before that.
It was draining before that. Okay, because I see you at night sort of it's doing energy work. It's funny to say it this way, but you're doing healing work, sort of the prayer and the routine, and I'm calling it a prayer. But before you go to sleep, there's this work that you're doing, sort of calling out a prayer to help, to create, to and that's part of the drain. And I'm going to say this another way. There is some level of belief, although you're so high up in your thinking and intelligence and creating and creation, but there's some level of believing there's something wrong here. And I'll say that another way. There's a part of you that doesn't relax with it's God has got this, or faith, or source, or the miracle frequency. And so there's always this feeling of you've got to, or someone's got to, or there's something to do. And so there's no relaxation.
But that is right on correct.
So this is why and at night you are maintaining an energy grid. And I feel like I can say that to you because you understand this language that is helping keep him from leaving, along with a couple younger people that you're really connected with from leaving. And there's a sense that you've got to be all things to some degree, and convince people that everything's okay, while at the same time not necessarily feeling like, and I don't mean everything, but that everything will be okay, this hopeful place that you share from, but there's an underlying current of it's really not okay.
Okay.
So I want you to take on and start training yourself and start building a muscle around the thought that everything is okay. Everything is okay. This thought is okay. This feeling is okay. This relationship is okay. He's okay. I'm okay. And there's a couple younger people that you're really wanting to make sure they're okay too. So that will stop a little bit of the energy drain. So it's not just like you eat well, you do things really, really well. The more water and cell food in your body has let you start to think clearer again. But the energy level hasn't gone fully back up. And tell us about the event that you have coming up. You said in the next few days.
In another 10 days, I'm having an auction.
An auction.
My husband passed away about 5 years ago, and I'm auctioning off a good percentage of our belongings. So I have some anxiety and emotions and everything that goes with that when
when you physically
letting go of all of your past.
When you let go of physical things, everything owns us. Everything we own owns us unless we're able to easily and effortlessly let it go. And so and this is, my husband's looking at me because he's like, we've got so much stuff. We've got so much stuff. And every day, literally, because one of the ways that we support people is we buy their things and then we give them as gifts or art or whatever it is, because we really love being able to support people that way. So we've got a treasure trove of things. And as often as possible, someone comes over, as often as I can. I love giving these gifts, but I bring in more things than the rapidness with which I can give them away. So it's really funny and really fabulous that he's giving me this. Look, everything, and literally your life when you were a kid, you had so much energy, so much joy, and you could create anything you wanted. And all of a sudden, we've accumulated all of these things. And all of these things that we've accumulated, we've added meaning to. So here is this piece of art, and me wanting to give this to such and such person, I've added a great deal of meaning to. Whereas I could just go donate it to one of the organizations that's doing great work in the local neighborhood. But no, I've added all this meaning. And so all of these things own me until one, either I let go of the meaning that I've attached. And so everywhere you put a little bit of attention to, a little bit of your energy goes. And Jill, this is so beautiful for you because you've got a beautiful relationship. You've got a beautiful love. You've got younger people that you support to some degree, and they might, and this energy level will start to increase as you feed yourself the mental thoughts of everything's okay. I still love my husband even if I don't hold on to these things. He still loves me. He's not in these things. And then the other part of this is telling your boyfriend, your current partner, that the significance that you're so grateful to have him for as long as you have him. After your husband passed, you are okay. After getting rid of all, and you've gotten rid of a lot of things already. So this is just the last phase. And with this relationship, with this partner, really feeling and knowing that you're okay and feeding yourself a constant diet of every time you say, oh, that person didn't behave right, or this isn't okay, or this, I wish this was different. You start feeding yourself, everything's okay. There's nothing wrong here. And it's going to tap you back into your energy centers.
Super. That's what I need to do. I need to tap back into myself and my energy.
Well, Jill, we're so glad you called. And Miracle Makers, you can, Jill, if you join Miracle Makers, we come to you by Miracle Makers Academy. In Miracle Makers Academy, you get more time. There is a particular episode that helps you maximize your energy and helps you, quote unquote, diagnose the things that are zapping your energy within the videos. Then we've got quite a few meditations in there. When you are feeling low energy, you put these on, and the messages and the feedback that we've got is instantly 20 minutes of this meditation and my energy levels boost, my thinking, my brain, mental capacities increase. And so signing up for Miracle Makers, watching the Miracle Manifesting Method, and we've designed it to be so anyone can be part of it at just $10 a month. And then you also get private readings as part of that. You become part of the group and all the different things we're doing. We privately funded going to Puerto Rico. We privately funded making a difference in Washington, D.C. But we're looking forward to making these opportunities available to everybody, going to Egypt, going to Israel, going around the world, even building within Miracle Makers Academy things like insurance. Sort of those are the further stages out, but we would love for you to be part of the community so that we can develop this and grow this together.
Well, I am a new member, so I need to read into the site more. I just haven't had the chance because I've been working on this auction, but I plan on
it's so
using this resource.
You. It's so much easier when God and Source is the center point from which you get your energy. And everything's okay. Saying that over and over again, and noticing when you think everything's not okay, and designing your internal dialogue to build more. It's okay. God has got me. Source has got me. The miracle frequency within me has got me. It's so beautiful, Jill. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. You have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Jarvis, let's go ahead and take the next caller. Welcome, 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 caller. It's Dr. Sarah Larsen. And you might have to turn off your computer so that you're part of, it's just us talking rather than the feedback. In studio, everything's...
Turn off my computer? Okay.
Yes. Stay on your phone. Turn off the... Yes. Wonderful. Hi. Who am I speaking with?
This is Andrea Kramer.
Hi, Andrea.
And hello, Dr. Sarah. I'm so excited. I've watched your show with Grace on her show. She had 20 sessions with 20 different people.
Yes. She's amazing. Grace is putting some the higher intelligence, the higher wisdom. That seminar, yes, it's so beautiful. Thank you. What can I answer for you?
Oh, my goodness. I'm 68, and I have had a very, very long life of abuse. And I started body work and meditation, and now I feel self-love for the first time. It's been in like 2 months now, and it's a beautiful feeling. Every time I feel it, I cry. I meditate all the time. I try to find as many ways that I can that I can use and find my higher source. But the one thing that I really want is a man in my life who adores me, who does not judge me, who is supposed to be with me.
It's so beautiful. So the first thing that I experience when I tap into your energy is your hands. And your hands are starting to open up and not ache. As you're doing this self-love work, there's such a expansion that's happening in your hands. Do you want to just tell me a little bit about what's happening there?
Yeah, in my hands, I feel energy. A lot of energy in both of my hands, and I'm not sure what to do with it. I just go with it. But I do feel a lot of energy in my fingers and my hands.
It's so, so beautiful. So I would love for you, and this is answering the question of the relationship. There is a relationship for you. It's so clear that there's someone that is your equal and you're worthy. And there's a center, and I want to call it like a senior center or a healing center around you. And I want you to start offering healing hands and conversations about self-love and your healing hands, where you are and in that center. And it winds up being one of the ways that your beloved can find you.
Oh, my God.
Go ahead.
I belong to a senior center. I go every week.
And I would love
that's great
for you to start advertising or talking with the senior center about doing prayer healing, energy healing, and people coming in, not just these seniors, but other seniors in the neighborhood. And it feels like someone coming in to experience the healing and the conversations and inviting speakers to come in to the healing center. And it feels like that's going to bring your beloved, whether it is a speaker, whether it is you doing the hands-on healing, whether it is this next level. You had 2 really traumatic relationships.
You're right. Yeah.
And they shattered a lot of your belief in yourself and in other people. Recently, people have shown up for you, and so you've started to believe in others again, and you've been a gift. And so I know this. The more you show up as that healer and create invitations for others to come, they will come to you. Your partner will come to you.
I just want to tell you about one experience I had last week. I was with my girlfriend, and she thinks I'm the most positive person in the world, and I always am positive, and she said something negative, and she herself said, "Oh, that was negative," and then she turned it around and made it positive, and I felt like I helped her do that, and it just felt so good in my heart.
It's so beautiful. It was. When there's a brighter light in the room, everything becomes brighter. And keep being you, keep expressing, keep being that bright light. And we think of our thoughts as individual to us, but we collectively, everyone has thoughts. And so it's so important to maintain and bring up regularly, feed yourself a good nutrition of positive thoughts. You know, we put nutritious food in our body. We can put nutritious, there is a show on relationships, on Miracle Makers, on UBN Network. If you go back, there's about 4 different shows that I know will help you. They're on Facebook as well, on Dr. Sarah Larsen Facebook. They're on my website if you explore that a little bit. But really, truly, you bring up everyone around you, and all of us. The strongest person is the one that has the most emotions and the most wounding and the highest level of achievements. I'm going to say that another way. Those that have been really, really wounded have a source connection to source when they come back from that wounding that gives them to an equal level of positive, God-filled, source-filled, miracle-filled insights and thoughts. And so the one that was wounded being able to stay in self-mastery and self-love and above that can create the most massive amount of healing on the planet. We're still quoting Helen Keller. She was, deaf, dumb, and blind. And she was so wounded from source, and yet she created such a level of healing for our world. Gandhi self-inflicted he starved himself. That starvation, that discipline created the possibility of non-violent transfer of power in India. And it's extraordinary when we really understand you've been wounded. That healing that you have now creates the greatest possibility for our world.
Oh my. Do you see me writing a book?
I do. And I'd love for you to join Miracle Makers, and we'll talk about that more and help you get all of that down within Miracle Makers Academy. It's $10 a month. I look forward to seeing you there.
I saw it on Grace. I saw it on Grace's show too.
Oh, I'm so glad. And Grace, for those that are watching, if you go to drsarahlarsen.com, you will see a little badge that will give you an invite to a free telesummit that Grace did. And this telesummit is really about how to access your higher consciousness. So drsarahlarsen.com, there's a badge there. Greg is shaking his head. You're shaking.
Because I just replaced it with the new teleconference that you're part of.
Yes. Oh, There's a new teleconference as well, which is really how to heal self-confidence, self-love with Beth Ramsey's.
Yes.
And we'll send it out in a newsletter soon. Again, the invite to be part of Grace's and the invite to be part of Beth's. So really 20 plus experts getting together. It's all free. We just want you to heal and be confident and have access to your higher intelligence and fall in love with the life you're here to create. So
I need it. I want it. I see it so badly. I just imagine it when I meditate, and I really hope it comes to me.
Oh, and I see it. I see that happening for you. You are so beautiful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much,
You're
Dr.
so
Sarah.
welcome. Bye for now. Yay. Jarvis, I think we have time for one more call. Welcome, caller. It's Dr. Sarah Larsen. How are you?
Hi, Dr. Sarah. It's Mary in Santa Monica. I spoke with you before, and I talked to Matt really briefly last week.
Yes. What can we do for you, Mary?
Oh, I'm just calling with great news. I found a house I want to buy when I've been looking for several months, and I sort of just put it out there to the universe. And interestingly enough, somebody else sent me the listing. It wasn't even from my, putting out there myself. And I found the house, and I'm going to make an offer, and I just wanted to see what you thought about that. And if I'm going to be able to get it.
Mary, I think that's exceptional. And just the way that you show up in the world is so beautiful. And this new level of receiving that you're stepping into, it's so, so beautiful what you're mastering. I see you as getting into this new space of grace. So this home feels really good. It feels like it's part of, and it feels like more than one person put in a bid, but you've got the best level of receiving here. I
just want to tell you something funny too. I won't say her name out loud, but the agent on the house is a miracle maker. Is that a sign?
I would say that is definitely a sign. Yes. Yes.
A little wink.
Yes, a little wink there. So beautiful, Mary. We're so excited for you because, and as I'm tuning into, you're synergizing in a lot of areas in your life right now.
Yeah.
And you're really becoming available for so many things. And you've done and been in sort of this industry, but now you're on and taking it to the maximum level. When I say in this industry, like with homes, with houses, with doing things like this, but you're really allowing yourself to receive to the highest level. And so that's really, really beautiful. And then I see you right now wanting to create more community within a short period of time. Like there's one level of this home and going and moving. The next level is, and it's so beautiful because that's in your core to create a community. And that's coming through very strongly.
Okay.
And
do you have any idea when I'll be able to get an accepted offer?
So I would sit with this idea of community and envision the house, the home, and how there might be dinners for some of the things that you want to give to some of the nonprofit world, some of those things. I want you to start imagining the conversations. I want you to start furniture shopping. Not that you've got great stuff already, but things that might help you really know this home and you both want to move in the same direction for what you're creating. So, Mary, that will bring it in sooner.
Okay.
Yay. So glad you're here. And it feels like a month-ish.
That's what I'm getting too. Got the same thing.
That's
what
exactly.
Spirit told me
Yes.
in July. Yeah.
Right.
Great.
So beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you, Mary. Jarvis,
Yay!
Woohoo. Let's take one more. We've got one.
And I want to just give love to you and Greg because you guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you have it.
Yep.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too, Mary.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Welcome, caller. So glad you're here. Hi, it's Dr. Sarah Larsen. Can you hear me? 520-97. Hi, that's you. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yay. What can we answer for you? We've only got a minute.
Hi. So I've always been told that I have a hidden ability, and I was wondering if maybe you could tell me what my ability is.
It's interesting because whenever you get around water, tell me what happens with you around water and oceans.
Oh, yeah, I do. I'm like both interested and afraid of it.
Interested and afraid of it. And so it's really interesting because you are hyper alert when you're around oceans, waters, lakes, even in the bathtub sort of scenario. And so your abilities are enhanced when you're around water, and it's really important. You can cleanse the emotion and the negativity from a room. So sometimes you feel down and low, and you have no reason or idea why. And part of that is because you're clearing a space and you're cleansing it. And you've learned over time that you've got to keep yourself elevated, but that's one of your special abilities. And you being able to put words to it, you've heard things in the past, but you haven't fully understood the words that were trying to be shared. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
So you feel people's emotions, you help them clear them, and usually you hear the lowest hurt, pained emotions. And when you're in a higher space, you can help them clear them or clean them or channel them in a positive way, in a positive possibility.
Yes.
Yes, I love you. I can't wait. I hope you're able to call in next week or join the Miracle Makers, and we're happy to give you more insight there. Miracle Makers Academy, $10 a month. You get, within there, you have ways to open up your psychic abilities. Thank you so much, Miracle Makers, for being with us. Thank you. Thank you. And we can't wait to see you next week. But
Yes.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
The past is history, the future mystery. This moment is the gift.